Welcome, Scorpio, to your reading for January 2021. Finances, business, family business, a couple working together in a business. It's either what we're seeing with the Queen and the King of Wands. It could be a couple, a married couple, a romantic partnership. It could be siblings. It could even be a close friend that you run a business with. But it's definitely going along those lines of where close relationships and business meet. You match each other. You're equals. You've got the same amount of energy, enthusiasm, practicality, determination. You've got the same business ethic. And you work very well together. You energize each other. You spur each other forward. But we can see the Hanged Man there, and this is really not surprising. The Hanged Man during this year has come up for a lot of people, and that shows stagnation. It shows a standing still. You've had to make unexpected sacrifices, as so many people have during this 2020 year that we're come to an end to. What is so lovely about the Hanged Man is even though things are at a halt, they're on pause, that's what's happening on the outside. But on the inside, there's a lot of growth with the Hanged Man. Now, some people will not really learn these lessons. That comes from being still, from being quiet, from going inside themselves. Whereas others do learn these lessons, and definitely in this spread you've learned from it. In your case, you have definitely learned what to let go of. Doing this halt, this forced pause in your life, you have learned from it. You've seen what has worked for you and what doesn't work. So there's been a shuffling. It's not like you haven't done anything during this time where you have been going over stuff and you've seen what has worked and what has not worked. And you've made changes accordingly. And why I say that for you, this has been, despite it being a difficult time, you have taken good from it, positive changes, is because there we have the star. The star is about transformation. The star is about getting rid of what doesn't work anymore. New purpose in life. It's like you have reconnected with your inner self. And as I said, what the Hanged Man has brought to you, this halt where it said stop for a moment and reevaluate, you did do that. And now with the star, we can see you've kind of been reminded again of what you really wanted in life and what you originally wanted to achieve with your business, your career, whichever direction it is exactly in as far as employment is concerned. And once again, as I said, I do feel this is some kind of a joint venture, a family thing, a couple thing, but you're in the same industry or in the same business, or it's a family business. But you've reconnected with that inner self, with your spiritual self. And you're ready to go forward now. You're ready to get rid of stuff that just doesn't serve you anymore and hasn't served you, Scorpio, for a very long time. And it's not that you weren't aware of it before. You always knew, Scorpio. You're very intuitive. You always knew these things, but you just kept on there for longer than you should have. But now what has happened in recent times, and it's happening now, is you're no longer willing to hold on to things that you've always known, as I said, isn't really right for you, that doesn't really serve you in the way you want it to. So it's really wonderful to see the Hanged Man and then the star right next to the Hanged Man. And then we've got the Emperor. The Emperor is the boss, taking control, taking leadership. And during difficult times, it's not easy to stand up and take that position of the leader. Leader's not always popular, but you've done what you've had to do. And I see you actually doing this, you and this partner of yours, you have done this together. You have stood up together. You have been side by side, working on this, seeing what is right for you and for the people you are responsible for. Any dependents you have, whether that be children, whether it be aging parents or employees. You have done what is in everybody's best interest. You might have seemed a bit tough at times, but it's been in the way a father would have to be tough sometimes with his children, having their best interests in mind, because not everybody around you, Scorpio, has really understood completely always why you were saying we're doing things different. People get a bit scared. They start to wonder, is this going to work? Is it maybe going to be a complete failure? But you've really taken the leadership. You have pushed people in the right direction. You have been drawing from your experience. You've really had to dig in deep for everything that you've learned over the years. You've very much used your organizational skills that you have, and your approach has been very strategic and practical. Then next to that, we can see the King of Cups. Now, the King of Cups shows me that you've been very mature about this. You've been in control of your emotions, even though this has been a very stressful time. And, maybe people around you haven't been as in control of themselves. You might have had to deal with some immaturity on the emotional front from people around you, negativity even, but you have really taken the position of the mature person that's not going to get involved in petty squabbles, and you've actually been a real pillar of strength for people. As I said, you know when to be tough with them, you know when to be kind and gentle. You've worn quite a lot of different hats during this year, in other words. Next to this, we have got the Eight of Swords. This is not an easy card. It shows feeling trapped, feeling at times unable to make decisions even. But you've nevertheless, Scorpio, you have moved beyond these things. And I sense that a lot of this has actually come more from the people around you. People that have been scared, that have felt that these things aren't leading in a good direction, or that it's all doom and gloom. You, however, Scorpio, you have let go of these things, of your own fears about this, because you've realized that you've got to push ahead. You've got to push past your fears, and you have successfully done that. As I said, once again, it's you, and it's not you alone. It's this other person that's your equal here. You've worked very well together as a team and pushed forward. Once again, here we have a card. We've got the Empress. Just as we had the Star appearing next to the Hanged Man, so the Empress appearing next to the Eight of Swords is definitely a very favorable card of what's coming, of what's happening. The Empress is often associated with pregnancy and birth. In this case, what we're looking at here, yes, it could be something like that going on, but looking at this entire spread, it's abundance for you. It is growth. It is creativity. It's nurturing something and watching it grow. And that's very much what's happening for you. During this month, you're starting to enjoy the fruits of this labor of yours, of this new direction you've gone into, and the worst of it seems to be over for you. Still work to be done, but you have gone in the right direction. And another great indication here with this card is that people that have been working with you, employees that were maybe doubtful due to their own fears, they're starting to see that, my goodness, all of this stuff, it's starting to pay off. And as a result of this, the workplace environment is becoming so much more harmonious. People are starting to believe, yes, we're over the worst of it. And this is the wonderful thing about all those old ideas and ways of doing things that you had to let go of. It has taken you now into this wonderful new direction. And as I said, abundance. And then so wonderful to see sitting next to the Empress is the Four of Wands. And this shows joy and celebration. And often this is related to family. And as I said, if you are a family business, then This shows the family celebrating, the family going into a new direction with this, new ideas and everything starting to pay off, and there's joy again, and whatever conflict might have occurred in recent times, these are going away now. And also with employees, a calmness at work now, excitement about what's happening and things improving, but a calmness within people, because once again, the light at the end of the tunnel. Have a little something, a little celebration. Give yourselves the pat on the back, because it's been a rough patch and you certainly deserve that. And also, it shows all relationships improving now. At work, on the home front, romantic marriage relationships, everything is starting to improve now. The Ace of Swords sitting there, it's a wonderful card to see this in combination with the Empress and the Four of Wands. It's showing new direction. It's showing positivity. It's showing excitement about a new beginning, a new turn that is taken in this work environment. So it's really wonderful to see that despite these difficulties, and there certainly were difficulties and challenges and doubts, and even you had your doubts, Scorpio, although you didn't show it, worries and concerns there. But now I can see everything going into a new direction. Like all three of these cards are pointing towards it. And then to finally have the Ace of Swords coming out there and very decisively showing that business, the work, career is going into a whole new direction. There's so many new possibilities now that weren't there before, and not just that they weren't there during these very difficult times, but even before that, you didn't realize these possibilities that are there. And now everything is opening up for you to explore for the month of January for you and beyond. 2021 is definitely off to a good start for you, Scorpio. See you soon.